Hi, today we're going to talk about why my face is not of the same face as our dog. And all throughout the years of gaining education, we tackled a topic about genetics.
As what these textbooks say, and from our research in Google, genetics was derived from the Greek word genesis, or in other simpler words, origin. Why does it mean like this? In life, and in any living organisms, we have these so-called genes, which is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity, for the process in which a parent passes certain genes on to their children.
Now, let's talk about why your face is not of the same face as my face and of the faces of the other life forms here on Earth. And that's because these genes are made of DNA, or also called as deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is important in terms of heredity. This is where our genetic information is jam-packed in order for it to be passed on to the next generation.
Like what we see in our telenovelas here in the Philippines.
Yeah, I got the results. Anak ko si Michael. He's my biological son. Anak natin si Michael.
So what they did there was a DNA paternity test, or a test usually taken from a cheek swab to determine whether a man is the child's biological father. How do they get or extract the DNA? Now, I went to online class and found out that we could extract DNA from the comforts of our home. DNA extraction is quite famous for molecular analysis, including PCR tests, electrophoresis, sequencing, fingerprinting, and cloning. Let us condense the process into 4 simple steps. This is what you'll need: alcohol, strainer, test tubes, pineapple juice, liquid detergent, blender, salt, and a fruit. Pick the fruit, peel, slice it into thin pieces. Fruit in, salt in, warm water in, blender on, medium speed. Now you have a soupy solution of your fruit. Next, pour in the soupy solution in a clear glass container and add about 1/6 of liquid detergent from the soupy solution that you poured in. Now you have a soapy solution. Let it sit aside and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. And third, with the use of an enzyme, add a small amount into the container. Last but not the very least, add in cold 70 to 90% rubbing alcohol by tilting the tube down the side of the tube slowly so that it forms a layer on top of the fruit mixture. Pour until you have almost the same amount of alcohol as the blended fruit. And that's about it. DNA will rise from the soupy solution of the fruit to the alcohol layer, and all you have to do now is use a stick to spool or take out the DNA strand slowly. So now we see the DNA, these thin strands. Now to end, genes are like the story, and DNA is the language that the story is written in. That's more than 1 minute. See you next year.